Alright guys, we're at Collectors World in Gastonia. How have you been able to keep so many packs of cards in stock with the craziness?
Buddy of mine actually, I think he's a big online seller.
Yep.
And been buying stuff aftermarket from him.
Heck
It's about
yeah.
the only way to get
We all
nowadays.
need buddies in this industry.
We do, we do.
And your cases look great.
It's hard to get allocation nowadays too.
So Journeys comes out next week. How's your allocation looking?
Better than last time. I'm working my way up the ladder.
Really? Okay. Because mine looks terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm sure it's better in a lot of stores, but it's not looking too hot. Are you doing anything special for a release?
No, not yet. Don't get enough product to be able to do that right now.
I gotcha.
Maybe one of these days. 3 to 5 year plan. 3 to 5 year plan.
Absolutely, man. Did you ever get them Nintendo games priced?
I've got them working, but don't have them priced yet. But you'll be the first one I'll tell.
Heck yeah. So what sells best in your store?
Pokemon lately, sports cards, new and old. Picked up some vintage sports cards like Barry Sanders and Ken Griffey rookie
Oh,
boxes,
wow.
still sealed packs from '89. So
I was thinking early 90s, but they were started off in the late 80s.
they did '89.
When did Sanders retire? Do you remember?
I don't know. He retired way too early.
He's a legend.
There's a special out with him and his sons. It's really good, and he finally talks about the time why he retired. Nobody really knew, but he just talks about it.
Spoilers? I want to hear.
No, he was done, I think.
You're just ready to call it a
He was
day?
a class act, score a touchdown, he'd hand the ball to the ref. He didn't
That's
care
awesome.
about all the accolades and all that stuff. He was just,
So how long have you guys been open, Toby?
I actually took over, be 2 years ago, May 8th. Is
Okay.
when I took over.
Are you embracing the grind, or is it?
Oh yeah, 7 days a week now. Yeah.
Oh, geez. You're a one-man show here?
One man show. I do have some good guys help me out.
I gotcha. So have you ever thought about closing a day just to recharge?
Sometimes. When I first opened, we weren't open on Sundays. But as like you told me, foot traffic. So it's kind of hard to close.
It's true, man.
You gotta have foot traffic.
Sometimes when you take that little step back, like a one day to recharge and think, might be better than the foot traffic.
Yeah, but I can get to where some days I don't have to be here with people working for me.
Okay, so you do have some help.
I do.
That's
One
great.
Of them's a holdover from Jimmy, the original owner, guy named Wes, and one's like my nephew, kid named Ridge.
Gotcha,
So
man.
he runs
The backbone.
Yeah. So,
Store looks different every time I come in.
yeah, slowly but surely.
And it looks like you're finally starting to work through some of these massive trade-ins you're getting.
Yeah. Still like the comics, but
Vintage or modern?
probably modern. Anything storyline related.
Okay.
All the shows and TV movies.
Speaking of TV movies and comic movies, I was told by countless people that Venom Last Dance was trash. I finally watched it last night. I thought it was awesome.
I think all the movies are decent. Some's better than others, but I never really see any bad movies.
Did you watch Venom Last Dance?
I did. Watch it with my kid.
What was your opinion of it? And I'm not going to judge you either way.
I liked it.
And you really expanded your Transformer area since I first started coming.
I've got like 3 more buckets of them if I ever get to them and get them pieced out together.
Dude, it takes so much time to deal with toys.
It does. And if you don't know a lot about them, it takes even worse. But I do recommend transformerland.com.
How's Jim doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good.
Hadn't seen that man in forever.
Yeah, he's usually here. I don't know where he's out and about today. I actually took a piece of advice from you. You didn't give it to me, but I was in your shop one day with my son shopping around. And I saw y'all had a big table laid out and you had a G.I. Joe collection spread out all over it, piecing everything together.
Yep.
That's what that's going to be right over there.
What are we doing?
That table with all the...
Controllers?
Have a nice little table spread out, lay a collection on. It's a lot easier. With all the accessories and mixed up, I mean, trying to piece it all together takes forever.
It's a lot.
It's like this with everything else. You got high-end people, sports cars. You got low-end. You got people in the middle.
I was playing basketball with Will from All Things Collectible Sunday, and he invited a guy who shops at a store, and this customer buys nothing but soccer cards, apparently. Yeah. I had no clue soccer cards were a big deal.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing I've learned. You never know what's going to walk in your store. but also you can set up for shows or your store. You never know what somebody's going to buy. You can plan to go to a show to sell one thing, and you'll sell something totally, completely different. You had no idea you're going to sell. You know, everybody's taste is different. That actually was a holdover from the
Previous owner?
previous owner. Yep, and he left it for me because he knew I was a Star Wars fan. So
All right, so this guy,
I need to put a
no
sign
chance,
on there, say
right?
display only. Not right now.
you got to get that display only sign on there. I'm going to keep coming and harassing you till you do.
I know. Thought about moving that actually. But I'm trying to think where else I could put it.
How are the albums doing?
I don't. Those are holdover too. They'll sell every once in a while, but you ever tried to research albums and music vinyl?
I mean, there are some different marketplaces. It's a little confusing.
It is, because if you don't get to what they call the dead wax, you
Yeah.
don't really know where it came from. And
So, Toby, we are starting to carry new LPs.
okay,
Am I making a mistake?
probably not, because people like the LP still.
I'm not deep diving into every, because there's like 200, 300 LPs come out a month.
Right.
Just the ones that interest me.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the video game ones. But
Yeah.
you don't think it's a terrible idea?
No, because you know what I've discovered, that I've got like this. Some of the LPs I got, like the old stuff. I'll show you one. Here's a sealed Van Halen.
Oh,
Let
that
me
is
see
so
a couple
cool.
packs of cigarettes. You don't see that anymore.
Can I get a close up of that?
Sure. And here's one that's even more rare than that one. I did have learned too. A lot of times it's hard to find old albums sealed without a notch cut out. You know
Okay.
what the notch is?
No, explain.
Learn this too. That's when they discount them
At the record stores?
at the record stores, or if they'd send them back or whatnot. Still learning a lot about that, but a lot of times you'll see them, they'll have a notch cut out. But these are still sealed. But that's the original rat out of the cellar. People build sets. A lot more people build Pokemon Master sets. So a lot of people go through them. They need cards to build sets or whatnot. They're not very expensive. The cards
Absolutely.
aren't worth much, but being separated, you'll sell a lot more sometimes.
100%.
Look through. So I buy collections of stuff I don't have. It makes myself learn about it.
What's the biggest success you've had here so far?
Probably Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Some sports cards.
Can people come here and send off their cards to you
They can.
directly?
Yeah, I'm not a, I guess what you consider a preferred vendor for PSA or anybody, but I'll get the bulk pricing, charge like $5 per card, but I'll look it over for them too.
That's awesome.
Not everyone, but if I see something on or get a fingerprint or scratch, I tell you, don't waste your money sending it in.
That's very cool, man. Toby, name of your shop and how people can find you.
It's called Collectors World, and I'm at 5106 Wilkinson Boulevard at Gastonia, North Carolina.
And I feel like that's Jim who just walked
That
in.
is Jim Y. He is the original owner. Come out, let him say hello.
You gonna come say hello to the camera?
You are.
All right, so one thing about Jim, and I never knew this. This dude is like a bad to the bones baseball player back in the day. Probably still run me all over the field, wouldn't you?
Don't know about that.
Pfeiffer Hall of Fame.
All right. Hey, well, store's looking good, man.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Yeah, Jim is
I'm just glad it's still going.
original owner right here, OG of Gaston County. We learned everything from this man. So, tell us, Jim, how do people find you, and what kind of stuff are you looking for?
Looking for anything old out of old estates.
Old
Old
estate.
signs, old toys, old sports cards. Or they can catch me over at Mountain View Antiques.
Mountain View Antiques. This is who I bought all my original Transformers from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I would have got all my G.I. Joes, but he had another favorite customer he sold all the Joes to. Howard.
Yep.
Yep. What would have been the best year, and not the year like Star Wars came out or G.I. Joe came out, what would have been the best year in the 80s or 90s, preferably, if you could go back and you could get all these amazing vintage things? What year was this?
This was probably in the 90s, because I remember a friend of mine, we turned down so many G.I. Joe's Ghostbusters because what we're going to do with them? Nobody wants them. Because your age hadn't been born.
At least we didn't have any money then.
But it was, I turned down Masters of the Universe figures, $2 a piece across the board.
Was this loose figures?
No, package.
Wow.
Guy had 200 or 300 of them, wanted $2 a piece. I said, now what we're gonna do with them? Yeah, Pokemon was really hot. It's changed over the years. In the early 90s, it was NASCAR. It was hot as fire, just like
Wow.
Pokemon. Everybody was buying NASCAR. And then when Pokemon came along, then you got all the kids coming in and we were doing a massive amount of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And then the Beanie Baby craze. And,
So you've actually been through all of the
Oh, yeah.
nostalgic cycles from the late 70s to now.
Mm-hmm.
And you first started, what year again?
1987.
Wow. So nobody has tenure over you in this area. So,
Not right now.
hey, well, I appreciate it, Jim.
All right, thanks.
$2. You passed on them. If you could go back and talk to past tense Jim, what would you tell him?
Buy what you like. I sold Alex Orman. I had a guy came in with 1,000 G.I. Joe figures in the pack for $1,000. I sold them for $1,200. All of them in the pack. Like to have those back.
Absolutely. Hey, but if we knew what we knew, what we know, like
No,
we would have won. We'd win the scratch off lottery every week or something. So
Or garbage pail kid boxes when they were $1 box. Back at the big lots.
if I get financially stable enough, I can build us that time machine. I'm taking you back with
I
me.
remember going into KB Toys and seeing Optimus Prime seal the box stacked to the ceiling for $5 on clothing. Selling early.
And that's just the shop,
That's the
87.
shop, yeah.
So you have over 40 years of knowledge of this business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you're my go-to guy. Hey, I appreciate you. The kind of stuff you're looking for. Let me give you this. All right. So this is some of your personal collection. And this is the kind of stuff you look for?
That's the kind of stuff I like.
How long have you been in this kind of stuff?
A good while, I just couldn't afford to buy a whole lot of it. And the big trucks like that, the Keystones, Buddy L's, early 1900 stuff. These right here, these are from the 1800s, late 1800s. They're called hill climbers. This one right here.
That's called a hill climber? Mm-hmm. What year is this Disney set from?
That's probably 40s or 50s. I'm not really sure.
So now some of this stuff, does this predate 1950?
Most of it does, yeah.
So would you say like 20s and 30s?
Anywhere from 20s to the 50s. Early.
What year would you put on that?
Probably 20s.
And that was a child's toy?
I like this old.
Hey, there's the OOG Superman right there.
Yeah. This is a real early piece.
I didn't know they did TV guides back then.
Tell me I'm looking for cans like old people.
All right.
Cans too.
So this is the kind of stuff if Jim is looking for. And what are these called?
Tobacco tins.
Tobacco tins. But now this predates you as well, though. What got you so into this?
I just always liked the old stuff, even though it's not my era. I just like the older stuff.
I can understand that. I like Shogun Warriors. You remember the jumbo machines?
I got a lot of those.
This is before my time, but I just fell in love with them. This is so cool, Jim. Thank you for letting me get this tour.
Old tags.
All right, when's the last time you ate one of these gumballs? Now, this has your last name. Is this your old jersey?
That was from Pfeiffer College, and this is my high school jersey. And then I've got a.
Like I told you guys earlier in the video, this man is an athlete.
You might not want to show that. That's from Carolina. That was my jacket I wore.
Okay, so now I'm a Carolina guy. When was this the color?
Come here, look here. Here's my team at Carolina up there at the top. I played there, I played at the top.
Speaking of Carolina, man, is Hubert Davis going to make it?
I don't know. He's a good guy.
I like Hubert Davis a lot.
They just got to do a better job of recruiting. I got into this because I got laid off from my job and I had to do something. So
Just naturally progressed and worked out? Mm-hmm. That's really
But I've always
cool.
liked the older stuff anyway.
Is that an old Coca-Cola hiding under there?
That's a very expensive Coca-Cola machine that come out of my office.
Wow, you just don't see stuff like that.